Hello, and welcome to Academia Obscura, where I forgot to turn any music on. There we go, music. Welcome back to the academic adventures of our five brave heroes of the Mysthorn house. Going around, let's introduce ourselves. Let's start with Tiny.
Tyne, and I'm playing Lora, the Wood Elf Druid.
India, would you like to go next?
Yeah, I'm India and I play Nyx, the Changeling Bard.
Thank you. Aaron, would you like to go next?
Hello, my name's Aaron, and I'll be your resident warlock, Thaddeus Kilgraves, this evening.
Andrea.
Hello, I'm Andrea and I'm playing Ayo, a Kato fighter, or Leonin, if you prefer.
Tomato, tomato. One's more anime than the other. And last but by no means least, Sammy.
Hello, I'm Sammy, and I'm playing the rock gnome wizard Rosie.
I'm going to come up with something different than saying last but by no means least, because it's getting boring. But anyway, it's time to play a little game, guys. A little recap and a little game from last week. So we're going to play a quiz. I'm going to ask a question about the last session, and I'm going to nominate one of you to answer it. So, the five of you are students at which academy? Lora. Or Tiny.
Oh, yeah, me. It is. Nope, not written it down.
Okay. That's -1 point for Mysthorn.
Mm-hmm.
India. Do you have the answer? From the silence, I think not. You are all students at the East Crater Academy. I would love to be reading the chat and just have somebody scream this right now. That would actually literally make my day.
I did say that, I just forgot to push to talk. I know that sounds like a really bad excuse, but
Oh, all right. I'll let it go because we're still getting used to push to talk. Okay. You are all currently going through graduation. You have two tests. You currently have two tests that you have to complete. What was the first test that you had to complete? And Sammy?
The from the Chamber of Naming.
Partial credit? What? Actually, bonus credit, if you can still tell me what you were meant to get there.
To get our demon.
Correct. Your second test was... Andrea, what was your second test?
So we had to fight a group of soldiers, allied soldiers from the nearby village, and our test in particular was to protect the eastern flank, if I remember correctly.
That is correct. I'll give you a bonus point for that as well because you pretty much answered in depth what you were meant to do in your test. So yeah, you were tasked with fighting in a mock battle. How many soldiers were there, Thaddius or Aaron?
There were 3 soldiers, of which Thaddeus cruelly and unfortunately made a mockery of one.
And I'll give you a bonus point if you can tell me what is the name of the nearby mines.
Oh,
Does anybody know?
I don't, I'm afraid, sorry.
I do.
Okay, what is it?
Gallows Mines.
That's correct. And in
Yes, we did.
that, what is the nickname that the children have for the school? Anybody can answer that one.
The gallows.
That is correct. They're not very creative children. I mean, what? So we pick up shortly after your engagement with the three soldiers, and you did send them packing with their tails between their legs. But you're left in the aftermath of it, essentially. And I will leave it to you guys to discuss amongst yourselves what you would like to do next. Or discuss what has just happened.
I think Thaddeus at the moment is still looking at Io with sort of a kind of reverence after their unyielding and courageous actions of pushing him out of the way of a giant fireball in the hands of Hal. So Thaddeus is just sort of like looking in reverence at Io, like, what a guy.
And I guess Io is awkwardly trying to divert his gaze from Taddy, who I guess they're still hugging or something, but he looks at the other three and says, I guess we are done here. Should we go back?
I assume we'll get further instructions at some point, don't you?
It is certainly a tricky one. We don't want to lose points for leaving our station, but then I suppose it is over if Howl came to see us. Or did he just come because he was mad?
I think he may have just been angry.
Thaddy will just sort of look awkwardly at his feet.
Out of context, I will clarify he was observing you.
Well, that's not mildly terrifying.
Don't we have to capture a flag?
The other teams went to capture, though. We were sort of watching their flank as such.
We should just wait here and keep an eye out.
Okay, that seems like an idea. I guess we could also go towards the action, see how the others are doing, maybe.
So, if you remember, Io, you climbed a tree and you actually spotted one of the other teams heading further into like the area of the mock battle. So,
Right.
I would say you have a rough idea of where they were heading.
So, if you guys want, I could. I think I saw them at some point. I may know the general direction. We could gain some information about our colleagues from the other houses.
At this point, Thaddy like unlashes himself from Io and just sort of like taps his shoulders and like, thanks again, such a charming gentleman. Are we going somewhere?
Well, the options seem to be we stay here and wait to see if anyone else comes, or we go see what's happening at the battle.
I
The oth-
mean, I've kind of made a mockery of myself in front of Hal. I do wish I could have a chance to rectify that, if that's possible.
So towards the battle we go then.
Do it!
Oh,
Oh, you said you seem to know the way.
I think so. Before when I climbed the tree, I think I saw some of our colleagues from a mix of the other two houses going in DM, which direction?
Northeast.
Going northeast from here. So, if you say we go, I'm all for it. I guess waiting here would be the safer play.
Surely if we go, that just means we're showing initiative, right? That's a good thing, right?
Sally points to Nyx with like an affirmation of like, she's got the right idea. I like her. We should listen to her.
I mean, I suppose on one hand, yes, but on the other, our orders were to come this way and block any attackers from the east.
Well, I mean, you're not wrong. But do you prefer your full name or a short and abbreviated version?
I prefer Rosie.
Right, okay. Rosie, I know sometimes it can be difficult to not follow orders, but sometimes it's the only way to have a little bit of fun. Then again, I am also the person that almost got blown up by a fireball for literally breaking an order, so I don't think I'm the authority on the matter.
No, I agree with you, Daddy.
Thank you, Nyx.
Lora, what do you think?
I think we should head to the battle. They may need help.
I think that's 3 votes to go so far.
There's a voice from the skies.
A rather
I think-
democratic voice from the sky.
I'm literally God with a stick going, do something.
Well, if majority agrees, and then sure, lead the way, Io.
Okay then, let's go. So, how good am I at finding the right direction?
So I'm gonna. Laura actually started directing you towards northeast, and you're pretty much at the bottom of the mountain, like the slope up to the mountain. So the terrain has gotten a little bit more tough. It's overgrown. There hasn't been a lot of people like tending to the woodland and stuff like that. But from that, you can sort of guess that if you head directly, you can pretty much ascertain direct north. Which, if you go, you think you'd come across the people, like you'd intercept them at their angle. So, if you're confident to set off in that direction, we will say you're heading north.
Right then. Follow me.
Can you do me a favour, because we're just going to keep using this map over and over. Can you arrange down here, where you see my little... Yeah, can you arrange yourselves in however you would like your party to be, and you can use up to 3 squares in. Like who wants to be lead, who wants to be bringing up the rear, blah blah blah. Tyne, you should be able to move the slime now. Cool.
Yeah, thank you.
Are you happy with that? Like your position and everything?
I'm not gonna.
Yes?
Cool.
Yeah.
Could,
Yeah.
Could you all roll me a perception check as you march through the woodland?
Nice.
Let's have a
Oh,
look.
that's a 9.
So, oh, well, India got a 1.
Yeah.
Uh,
Nyx is just skipping along, not paying attention to much, just probably humming, knowing Nyx. Probably more focused on humming a tune or something.
I can just picture Homer Simpson. Ah, yeah, I'm so smart. I am so smart. So Rosie is the only one that notices. Rosie, in the distance, through sort of an echo through the trees, it's like reverberating in between the trees. You hear clinking, like glass vials or glass bottles knocking together, and it's getting closer.
Do you guys hear that?
Hear what?
Clinking noise.
What are you on about? I don't hear anything.
Oh, if you stop humming a second, you might.
You should try it sometime.
Shh. It's getting closer.
In the distance, through the trees, you see a large figure approaching you, which is too large. It is humanoid, but it's too large to be a human.
Do we know what it is?
I'm trying to figure out if you just innately know this from being... Yeah, I'm going to say you innately know this just from being students in a school and studying the history of the Republic. It is a Goliath. A creature which is primarily from the northern reaches and the northern tribes. But there is a good number of them in the Republic now. And he's wearing a similar uniform to the soldiers.
I think Thaddy looks at Rosie and goes, to Eldritch Blast or to not Eldritch Blast?
Let's say non-lethal Eldritch Blast.
He has in one hand a sack, which is where the sounds of the clinking is coming from.
I think Thaddy is going to try... I think Thaddy would try to talk first, possibly, as this person might not be confrontational.
What can you tell us about its appearance, in the sense that is he like clean? Does he look like he's been in a fight?
So he is very large stature. He's wearing armor similar to the soldiers. Although he is cleanly shaven, Goliaths of the northern reaches are quite hairy individuals, so his 5 o'clock shadow is currently a 10 a.m. shadow.
Right.
So he has shaved recently, but it's slowly growing back out. He is cleanly washed. He has no weapons on him. However, he does have a gold stripe on his shoulder.
Good try.
The other soldiers that you fought had no stripes or anything like that on them. He is
Okay.
he is still walking towards you. Sorry, what was that? Lora, I believe.
Someone of importance then?
Definitely of a higher rank.
I think Thaddy would step out from behind Nyx and just casually just sort of stroll forward confidently until about here. And then we'll politely just give a little greeting of, hello there. Hi. You're very tall.
The individual stops almost as if he was startled and oh, found you sooner than I thought. Good to see you. Go ahead.
You found us?
Aye, let's just say I was looking for your children. He hurls the bag to your feet and out splays from the bag 5 potions of healing. You're gonna need them, kid.
Oh, well. You do know how to treat a man. And Thaddy will walk over and gather up the potions.
I highly recommend you dole them out to your friends. As you try, he has literally thrown them to your feet. You have no reason to get closer to him
Oh.
just yet.
No worries. I think Thaddy would like hold out, like he's got his arms full of potions. He's like, I believe there's one each. So if anyone needs one, help yourself.
Excuse me, why are we going to need these?
As you ask that question, you notice that he's currently cracking his knuckles and his neck, and like, well, I've just had a word with 3 of my soldiers under my command, and they told me a little tale, and let's just say I'm here to educate you kids.
God damn it, Thaddeus.
I think Thaddy looks over their shoulder, and while they're holding the potions over their shoulder, he goes, "Ah, oh gosh, they didn't say the commanding officer was quite so good looking."
He stood next to a tree. He takes his right hand, clenches it, and swings it into the tree. The entirety of the midsection bursts into 1,000 splinters and pieces. Wood chunks and bark goes flying everywhere as the tree collapses in front of him, almost in slow motion, and you can just see a massive grin upon his face. Like, flattery will get you nowhere today.
Well, fuck.
Is
Right.
that
Right.
right?
So as
Then
I
I guess the fight is inevitable. Is
oh,
it?
I'll be kind enough to let you dole out those potions. Come on, quick! I haven't got all day. I have to get back to the
Nick-
flag.
Nyx has just got nervous laughter energy, trying not to nervous laugh, but it keeps slipping out.
Rosie's gonna walk up to Thaddy to go get a potion from him.
You
Uh,
see Thaddy's got an apologetic look on his face, like, "I'm so sorry."
Laura, what would you like to do?
Yeah, grab a potion.
So he's literally giving you some time to organize. So you can pull back a little bit if you want to, or you can all gather around Thaddeus, whichever.
Can Thaddeus pull back a little bit?
Yeah, well, you can take a potion over to Nyx if you so desire.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, Thaddy just humming gently, like, don't mind me. Hello, Nyx. Have a potion. Please stand in front of me.
Thank you.
I hope those cracks
I
my
don't think
knuckles.
I'm a very good person to stand behind, to be honest. I'm not that strong.
Neither am I.
Oh well.
Right. I will take a potion and ready his sword.
Ah, right. You all got those demons today, didn't you?
Yup.
Well, I guess it's only fair then. And he sort of reaches over and clicks his fingers, and these sparks flicker in the air before igniting into a full flame, which then takes the shape of a lion. That token actually looks terrible.
I
from a
think
distance.
Thaddy sees the flaming lion come into apparition and just, again, very subtle. Fuck.
Right then, you're ready to go then.
If we must.
I mean, we could stand to have a moment. You could stand there, looking very charming, and we could just walk around you.
Suck it up, Thaddy.
Doesn't seem like an option. To be
It's not
honest.
going to work. I think we just have to do this.
Yup.
Just grit your teeth. It'll be over soon, I promise you.
Can you give us your name?
Oh, of course. My name's Captain Talon.
Very well, Captain Talon. Give us your best
Does that
shot.
name does that name ring a bell to any of us? As like he says it, like have we heard of this gentleman in our studies in our 5 years at the academy? Have we heard of any military commanders by that name?
No, you haven't. He is a local captain, and because you guys don't get out that much, you probably haven't run into him before. He's not like famous.
Nope, fair enough.
All right then. Well, nothing personal, but we have to balance the books, if you know what I mean.
Seems pretty personal to me, but it's fine.
Well, take it however you want, but I promise you I won't knock any of your teeth out. How does that sound?
Good.
That sounds great. I really like my pretty teeth.
All right then. And he takes up position like a fighting stance, and the lion steps onto the fallen tree, lets out a roar that sounds like hissing, crackling fire. And then you hear a bang in the distance, followed by another and another. And there's sounds like the showering of sparks. And in a moment, it takes you to realise there's fireworks going off. And with that,
Talon, did you do it?
he sighs and lowers his stance, damn it. I knew I shouldn't have left my post. You're lucky this time, kids. Oh well, you can keep the potions. You might as well get back to the school now the battle's over.
Oh, the other team's got the flag.
Did we win?
I guess so.
Aye, that's what those fireworks mean. And probably because I'm here dealing with you lot.
You see Thaddy physically deflates. He's like, well, claps his hands and goes, thanks so much for your time. This was a pleasure. I'm going to go. You're terrifying. Have a nice day. And Thaddeus will start making his way towards the academy.
As you do, you can hear the cinder crackling of the tree bark underneath the tread of this lion. And you don't feel its eyes leave you as you attempt to escape the situation.
Go for it. Sorry.
Talon sort of looks to you, Io, and raises his hand and sort of beckons you over the one finger.
I get closer. Do I know the salute for the local soldiers?
It would be the same as the salute for the school, which I still haven't decided on because I don't want to rip anything off, and I sure as hell don't want it to be confused with something that could be, how can I put it?
Right. Yeah, I get
evil. So I'm guessing you're gonna salute him, are you?
First, I'm gonna see what he wants.
He steps closer to you, so he's pretty much right, directly in front of you, and he's towering over you. And he's got a bit of a stern look on his face, which then stretches into a big, toothy grin as he slaps you on the shoulder and no hard feelings. I'll make soldiers out of all of you yet.
Right. I just hope that next time we will be on the same side.
Oh, all going well. Anyway, I best go back and get myself chewed out.
I give him the salute and go back to the group.
He responds in kind, and as he's walking off, he shouts to all of you, watch out for local wildlife. And he sort of sniggers and walks off.
Well, that was terrifying.
Yep.
Taddy, I guess in a way you won the battle.
I'll be honest with you, don't really consider that a victory. Did anyone see how tall he was?
Yeah, I think we all noticed that.
I'd to go back to I'd like to go back to the school, please. I've had enough of being out in this brush and this mud and this is terrible for my look and my nails and my hair, and I've had enough. Just go back.
Come on then, princess. Let's get back to the school.
Just for context, a Goliath is between 7 and 8 foot tall.
Right.
That's terrifying.
Can you all quickly do me a nature check just to see if you actually know what he was on about with the local wildlife?
Nice.
Oh, India.
I'm not rolling well today.
I like how the one person who absolutely hates being in nature apparently knows a lot about nature.
Knows what to look out for.
So, the island long ago was cleansed of anything that would be considered a beast or a monster. So the only things that are like not a threat, but the only thing that's like abundance in this island are essentially these squirrel-like creatures, but they're very big squirrels, like as big as a dog squirrel. So it stands to reason that he was making a joke, just a bad one.
Right. Okay.
Although, as far as you're aware, the only creatures on this island that aren't domesticated are those squirrels, and they are.
Nyx,
Oh, go ahead.
so I just gonna say, Nyx is just absolutely terrified. They've not picked up on the joke. They're laughing, but with extreme nerves, not with any recognition of the joke.
Oh my God! What's in the bushes?
I think Thaddy, noticing like Nyx is obviously very nervous, would play on it and go, "Hey Nyx, you know the wildlife he's talking about? Huge wolves, massive, terrifying, all teeth and snarls, horrifying, really."
So,
Nyx just gets behind Thaddeus.
so I'm guessing you're all heading back to the academy.
Yeah.
So essentially, as soon as you break through the tree line into the farmland, it's pretty much very obvious which way you have to go to get back to the academy. So let me move us onto the island map, just for a split moment, just for anybody who hasn't seen it. Aha, focus. So yeah. So by this point, you guys are about here. If you all saw that. Oh no.
Can you ping it again?
Blair.
Okay.
That's my new ping noise. Blair. So yeah, it's pretty much a straight shot back. It's still quite early in the day because it would have been early morning when you got up and got taken to the classroom, when you went and got your demons. It's been a couple of hours since the start of the second test, so it's coming to about midday, something like that. And it's only going to take you maybe 45 minutes at the most to get back to the academy. I'm just trying to think of what anything else I might want to do. Ah, yes. Lora, as you were travelling along, you noticed that Umbus is still with you, and he's picking up all the rocks and all the sticks and then immediately spitting them out.
Oh, what a good rumba.
So, as you're heading back, there are still the occasional firework going off. They've got red, green, and blue fireworks, just to signify that the battle is over. They stop after a few minutes as you're walking back, and you can see other teams coming from other directions back. A number of them looking a bit dishevelled, a couple of them looking quite exuberant. But you all pretty much arrive back to East Crater Academy. Yeah. At the same time. And at the gates there is Howl and another individual there to meet you. She is dressed in quite casual clothes, but she's older, so she probably is a teacher, but none of you recognise her. Trying to remember what... Go ahead.
Can I just ask, does anyone else, like, we're all converging, does anyone else have their demons still out, or is it just me and Umbus, like, on our own?
So you are the only one that has a demon that can be summoned.
Oh, sweet.
Everybody else has demons that give them extra abilities. Obviously, Talon's demon was summoned as well. So you're not the only one in universe that has one.
Just wondering if anyone's, like, gonna look at me weirdly.
Well, to be honest, by the time you get back to East Crater Academy, Umbra's binding would probably have failed, and he probably would have returned to the other reality. The ether, I think I called it. As you... The other person is a dwarf. Short, black beard, kitted out in quite heavy armour, but then has robes underneath the armour. Howl steps forward as pretty much everybody has returned, all 17 of the students. Very good, children. You've all proved yourself today. Please follow me. He leads you into the main campus and to the main hall, and then in through the front doors, and then into what is essentially a grand hall. There, he gets you to line up. Have I moved you onto... I don't know. No, I haven't bothered moving you onto the screen. So it gets you to line up, and I have, for your sakes, and everybody's at home, if they can read it, I have named all the other characters that are in the room, that you know of, and I have marked their house affiliations with the dots. Tyne, going back to what you just asked about your demon being out, does everybody remember Fenrir?
Yeah, that's Jets.
Yeah. It is there as well. It is sat in the room with Jet. And when he lines up, it like stands behind him.
I think Thaddeus would notice this.
I would assume all
Wolf.
yeah. I think all of you would notice
And
that.
just like, yeah, I think Thaddeus is like, oh, Jet, he's adorable. Look at him. With his soft coat and his wet nose and... Oh, how cute.
You suddenly feel eyes burning into you as Howl stares you down. He's taken a position at the front, and from some doors underneath the balcony emerges Talon, who you've just met. Who, he's got a black eye now, but he's still there. Up on the balcony is the man in the regal blue uniform that you saw earlier before the beginning of your test, stood on the balcony overlooking you. Ignore the other three tokens, you can't currently see them. Oh, they're not there currently, it's just those three and all the other students. Although maybe one of you will notice that one of them is missing. But don't worry about that. Howl. How can I put this? He turns to look up to the man at the balcony, who nods back to him, and he turns and like, students, may I present to you Exemplar Devit, the master of this academy. It's there if you need it spelling. Devit. Trying to figure out if I should make you do a... No, I won't make you do a test to figure this out, but Devit is very similar to Jet's surname. Jet's surname is Viet. Or Viet. I think it's pronounced Viet, sorry.
I think Thaddy at the minute is just sort of like casually preening themselves, like trying to sort their hair out back into a reasonable state, brushing off dirt off their clothes, looking under their nails.
All of you, attention as the Exemplar addresses you. The Exemplar clears his throat, and he stood pretty much lording over all of you currently on the balcony. I am glad to see that all of you have returned safely. I am to congratulate you. You have completed both tests assigned to you. However, I have been informed of an incident that happened during the test, which has brought shame to this academy and your teachers. I will not allude to it, however, I will bring your attention to something you were told this morning. You were told that all of you will pass, or all of you will fail. Now, I am saddened by this, but it is a matter we must address. Howl. And Howl steps forward to the centre of the room in front of all of you. Io, Lora, Rosie, Nyx, Thaddius, step forward. Bit too enthusiastic there, Lora. Do you know what? I will group all of you together. The rest of you, you have free time until 7 PM this evening, where you will report back to the main hall for your graduation ceremony. Until then, you are dismissed. Your personal belongings have been moved to the campus dormitories. Get changed and return here in appropriate manner at 7 o'clock. Do you all understand? The remaining students all breathe a sigh of relief and pretty much acknowledge. Very well. You 5 will remain here for the time being. I've completely thrown Howl's voice out the window. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. So the rest of them filter out of the room. Yeah. That should... Hopefully you can't see them anymore on yours. Howl takes a step back to his previous position. An Exemplar Deviate comes around and walks down the stairs, so he's standing in front of you, all of you. You leave Phil Shimmer alone. He tucks his arms behind his back and looks at you all in the eye directly. I was informed of what happened, and it was conduct unbecoming of both this academy and the Republic. What do you have to say for yourselves?
It's unacceptable, sir. As a team, we should not have let it happen. She is sort of side glancing at Thaddy a bit.
As soon as Thaddy hears Rosie basically grass, pretty much, Thaddy just sort of shoots her a very sort of sideward, side eye, very strong side eye,
How is that grassing? I'm literally
It's not
taking the team.
Yeah, it's not grassing if he already knows.
in Thaddy's mind, he's like, as if you would actually say that.
No.
Thaddy's just looking at the Exemplar, square in the eyes.
Now,
Exemplar, if I may.
go ahead.
I believe that the lesson was learned and the mistake will not happen again.
Now, as I believe, Talon came to you. He was attempting to administer his own punishment. And as he says that, you notice that Talon sort of shrinks a little bit. As I understand it as well, he did not accomplish this punishment that he set out to do. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Good.
Yes.
Because if he had, you would all be you would not be standing here before me, and it would be his mistakes I would be addressing right now. However, we have 3 options. You will all pass the entire class on a provisional status. On the assumption that you can complete a mission for the school. Or the entire class can fail, and you can spend another year learning from your mistake. And the third option, well, let's just say it's not an option right now, or not an option you wish to hear. So,
I think Thaddy looks at the Exemplar in the eyes. Well, Exemplar, if it wasn't an option, why did you mention it?
Rosie gives him a good sharp dig in the side with her elbow.
Ow!
Howl.
There was no need for that.
Howl.
I only asked a
If
question.
that one speaks once more, I don't want to see him before me. Do you understand me? So, would you like to spend another year as students here, or would you like the option to redeem yourselves and graduate, for not only yourselves but your fellow students?
If the rest of the team agrees, I would happily prefer the opportunity to redeem myself.
Very well. What say the rest of you? And yes, young man, you may speak again to give me acknowledgement.
How very kind of you. Yes, I want to redeem myself.
The answer is obvious.
Good. However, as with any mission within the Republic of a military force, I will tell you it before you accept. And then I will give you the third option. If you are inclined to take it, that is. So, Talon here will be leaving on an escort mission to a number of surveyors. You will accompany him. They are looking to establish a research post upon the central continent. It's not difficult, but we don't have the manpower to spare to support it. So the 5 of you and Talon will go with the exploration team. Once it is established, you will return here, and the mission will be complete, and your graduation will be 100%. And the third option, and he looks you directly in the eye, Thaddeus. You can challenge me to a duel.
I think Thaddeus sort of looks the exemplar up and down. What kind of a duel?
I see you need a
I'm just
practical
asking-
demonstration. Follow me.
I'm just asking. Oh, okay. And Thaddy will step forward.
He takes all of you, including Talon and Howl out with you. So can you guys set up your counters here, please?
Where are we setting up the counters? Sorry.
Here, please.
We've not changed page.
Well, why haven't you changed page? Why are you waiting on me to change the page for you? Here, please. I won't bother putting on Howl and Talon because they're not going to be involved in this. Are some of you struggling to put your tokens on?
Where
Yeah.
the token is.
Oh no, I was already on there, sorry. You always struggle with your token time.
Yep.
So he takes you to like the side of the main hall, and there's like a little garden. There's a well, and then there's like a sort of like a little like runoff running alongside. You can pretty much see it all. He takes a step to the other side and takes a handkerchief out from his breast pocket and holds it in the air. I will make it easy for you. If you can take this handkerchief from me in 10 minutes, you'll win. And he tucks it into his belt. And then tucks his arms behind his back. Well, do we have any takers?
Just asking to the DM, is it implied that it's one-on-one?
No, he's implying that the team of 5 of you can take him on. let's find some more suitable music for the.
I will turn to the others and what do you guys think?
I reckon he didn't get to be the master of the academy by being crap at fighting.
I agree.
I'll put it to you this way. You may take this option, and if you fail, there's still the mission. For I feel like you all require further lessons.
I think Thaddeus just looks at him and goes, "You know what? I've been at this school for 5 years, but I don't forget where I came from. And you're just like the rest of those pompous rich people that always look down their nose at people like me. So, this should be interesting." And Thaddeus will try and cast Hold Person as from Kiva, his demon.
So the demon appears and sprays its web around him. You see him look down and tut as he then flexes and the strands tear apart.
This is great.
I see that you have no manners to wait for proper dueling etiquette. Maybe we require a referee for such occasions. Drakis. The skies overhead darken and you hear thunder and lightning. Well, you hear the thunder and you see the lightning arc overhead. As something akin to a meteor begins to plummet to the ground. And as it's just about to impact, leathery wings sprout, stopping it dead in the air just a few feet off the ground. As draconic arms and legs and tail slowly unfurl. And you hear the deep, growling breath of a dragon.
Right.
I'm finding it rather difficult to be positive about this.
The dragon, levitating a few feet off the ground, finally touches down and then folds its arms. And all of you hear this deep voice echoing through your heads. You dare bring me here to watch some petty game? I've brought you here to mediate, but if you don't much want to breathe fresh air, you can go back to the ether, can't you? The dragon grunts and then sort of like leans back a little bit. Very well.
I think Thaddeus looks at Rosie and just goes, I think this might have been a bad idea, Rosie.
The exemplar takes a pocket watch out and looks at it and goes, I'm taking the beginning as that last attack. 9 minutes 30 seconds left. And he closes it and puts it back into his breast pocket.
Nyx just gives a subtle glare towards Daddy and just...
Not going back now.
So we are going to do it very similar to combat, but it's going to be role-playing combat. So it's not going to be initiative order or anything. I'm going to ask you randomly what you want to do, and that is going to be your activation. Just tell me what you want to do, and we will try and role-play around it.
Okay.
So let's start off with Io. What would you like to do, Io?
I will, I guess, dash towards him. There's no reason to wait anymore.
What's your speed? 35 or...
35, yeah.
So that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 35 gets you to there.
Right, and I guess I will prepare to dodge any sudden attack, trying to approach prudently, but carefully, but as close as possible. So I will stop here.
Okie doke. Do. Rosie, what would you like to do?
Rosie sort of resigned to this. She will cast magic missile.
As you attempt to conjure the spell, like you utter the incantations, draw the glyphs, you feel an overwhelming force press down against you, essentially pressing the air out of your lungs, making your limbs too heavy to move. And all you see is this exemplar's mouth move, and you can make out counterspell.
She'll sort of like start trying to get breath back and sort of sit on the ground for a moment.
Nyx, your go.
Sorry, I keep forgetting to push to talk.
It's alright.
I will move forward 30 feet. So and I will also prepare to dodge if required.
Okie doke. Thaddeus, your go.
I think Thaddy just sort of stands, looks at Rosie with like an apologetic look, like, I'm gonna have to make this up to you, aren't I? And then we'll move 30 feet, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, moving around the well.
Yep.
And then we'll take a dash action and we'll come right up into the face of the exemplar. And we'll then just stand staring at him.
As you get within 5 feet of you, it looks like he sort of almost moves to back away, but then realizes that you are just running at him, and he stands still, and then lifts up a finger. And when you get close enough, he pretty much does what Howl does and jabs you in the forehead. Do me a Constitution saving throw, please. Yeah, you're not paralyzed.
Cool.
What's a good paralyzed symbol? That one. It looks like a cone head, but it's fine. Lora, your go.
I don't know. I'm gonna be a coward and just stay back here.
Just mumbling like, oh, we shouldn't be doing this.
There's no point in this.
Oh, don't say that.
We're level ones, like level students. Like, we're not gonna get the handkerchief. Like, Laura knows this.
You're being a bit meta right now. How does your character know she's level 1?
Well, you know what I mean. She's a student.
Yeah. So literally, essentially that's one round over. So let's go with Nyx. What would you like to do?
Nyx is going to use vicious mockery on this guy.
So that's a wisdom saving throw, is that correct?
Yeah.
14.
That does not. That is a miss. Yeah.
Anything else?
No, I'll just wait there.
So, with his arms still folded behind his back, he's going to walk up to you. And, like, you can literally see him peering into your soul currently, Io. He will raise a finger up like he did to Thaddeus and go into strike. Roll me a Constitution saving throw. I will let you have advantage on this because you took the dodge action.
23.
So you actually evade his attacks. You pretty much like fumble about a little bit, but yeah, you evade his attacks and he steps back slightly amazed. And with that, I'll let you go now.
This is not a fight we can win, but I'll try the best I can. And I will try to attack as violently as I can, trying to distract him from his belt, I guess.
Okay. Swing for me.
Okay, so it is... 7. Yeah, no, it's 1, so no, it...
Oh, is that a nat 1, is it?
Yeah.
So you swing and he grabs your wrist and then knocks the blade free and then pushes you back. So your sword is currently over here at like the dragon's foot.
Right. I guess to end my activation, I guess I'll just have my shield and I will make the claws in my free hand
Oh yeah.
get out of the pose, right, on my hand. Right.
Yeah. Ready your claws, the cat claws.
Ready your claws.
Lora, are you still hiding at the back, not doing anything?
No, Io has spurred me on. I'm going to throw an ice knife at him because I'm angry.
Go for it.
I click.
I hit for that. So it goes whizzing past his ear, and he barely pays any notice to it.
I regret that decision.
Rosie, your go.
I shall attempt a firebolt at him.
He's too distracted by Io, so go for it. It flies through the air and he seemingly swats it out of the air into the ground nearby, rather than it make contact with him.
Cool.
I feel like you're not enjoying this, people.
Rosie doesn't want to be part of this fight anyway. She's only doing it out of team spirit.
Well, that's all that matters. He's gonna go. Ooh. You know what? He's actually gonna be an absolute douchebag, and he's going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He's gonna misty step to there, and then walk up behind Nyx. Nyx, do me a Constitution saving throw, please. Okay, you're paralyzed now as well.
Ian, question: can he use hold person on more than one person at a time?
He's not using hold person.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Never mind.
Ideally, hold person you actually get a save against at the end of your turn, so you can actually break free of hold person. What he's doing is just paralysing you completely. For story purposes. Later on when you get stronger, this probably won't work on you as well as it is right now. As Tyne said, you're all school children and he's beating up children. Well, he's not really beating children up, but he's having a go at it.
What an absolute sadist.
Oh, you have no idea what the LyonHart go through. At that point he stops and pulls his watch out and looks at it and goes, 6 minutes remaining. Rosafina, what would you like to do?
Well, a physical attack didn't seem to make much damage, so she's going to try a mental one instead.
Okay.
And use Mind's Sliver, which means he needs to take a intelligence saving throw with the target being 14.
Oh, you failed it. You got a nat 1. Damn it, I knew I should have counter-spelled that one. He winces over for a little bit, but then corrects himself, and then turns and looks at you, Rosafina.
Leave her alone.
Lora, what would you like to do?
Oh no. We're in danger. Right. Right. Leave it to the coward. I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, no. Step forward 1 step and cast Thorn Whip and
Okay.
attempt to slap at the handkerchief.
Ooh. The first person to actually go for the handkerchief. Go for it.
Right, let's see if this works. Nope.
You get close, but it whips like the side of the well rather than him. And he shares a look at you, but then straight back to Rosafina afterwards. Io, your go. What is this thing that people keep posting? Repeating attack.
It's the show spell description. I guess it's not working.
Oh.
Yeah. So, yeah, I will try something dumb, I guess. So I will dash to him and try to grapple him, trying to stop him from like defending his the handkerchief.
He will use his reaction when you finish next to him to cast a spell. Because there's a stupid feat that allows him to do that.
Okay.
Bloop. He's a Misty Step next to Rosafina.
Shit. Yeah, okay, it's too far. I mean, I'll get as far as I can. Or maybe even... I think I should give a try to wake up Nyx. See how she is.
She's perfectly fine, she just can't move.
Right.
He has literally done no damage to Thaddius or Nyx. They are just paralysed.
Okay, after confirming that, I'm going to go as far as I can.
Okay.
So I guess here was, yeah. There it is.
He does the finger of death thing again and reaches out for you, Rosaphine. Roll me a Constitution saving throw, please. So you dodge out of the way, but he holds his finger there for a split second as you like duck out of the way, and like you could just yield. Save this pointless exercise.
I will continue fighting as long as my teammates continue fighting.
That's the right spirit, at least. But I guess I'm getting a little bit tired now. And I have things to do. He folds his arms behind his back and like... As the superior force, I put it to you three remaining. Yield. You can answer that, Lora, Rosie, and Io.
Laura wants to yield. Tyne doesn't want to yield. It's annoying.
I'm inspired by Rosie's words, so I guess I keep trying to fight. I will not answer though. Just.
We've still got minutes on the clock, sir. Let's keep going.
Give me a second. Very well. And he holds his hand out, and a small flicker of flame erupts into a sphere. And he holds it to his right. And it begins to levitate in the air. You were warned. Io, what would you like to do?
What's the sphere again?
It's
Like-
it is a flaming sphere.
Is it akin to the one that Howl used?
Howl's never left his hand. This one is currently levitating in air right next to the guy.
Alright, okay. So I guess it's more advanced. Okay then. Yeah, no use in.
Sorry, I'll mark it where it is. There.
How high in the air is it?
He's about 5 foot, so it's about 3 foot in the air.
Oh, okay, so it's right in the middle of everything. Okay. I mean, I'll try to get behind him and snatch the handkerchief.
Cool. Do me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Right. The worst one. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, there we go. 6.
Take 9 points of damage.
Okay. And I guess I'll instantly use the second wind as a bonus action.
How much health do you
If
have?
I can. 12.
Okay, yeah. I'll let you... You take the damage, you instantly use second wind.
And I get 2 HP. I mean, it's fine.
Okay. And you're going to grab
Okay.
for the...
So yeah, I was grabbing for the handkerchief.
Cool, go for it. Before you ask, you will not get advantage because he has an ability that negates advantage.
That's fair. I was not expecting it.
No.
So, what do I do? An attack?
Are you just going for the handkerchief, or are you still trying to grapple him?
I'm trying to get the handkerchief.
Roll to hit for me, please.
Okay. So I roll for the claws, which is
Yeah.
the same as the longsword. 25.
Ooh, okay. Roll me a sleight of hand check.
Okay.
Because you've grabbed hold of it.
3.
You,
Yeah, it's not my forte, I guess.
Your hand is currently on the handkerchief, but now his hand is on your wrist, and he's gripping it extremely tightly. Rosie, what would you like to do?
I suppose in an attempt to try and distract him, she will just use her dagger instead of trying to use a spell, because he seems to be very good at those and much better than she is.
So you're going to shiv him? You're going to shiv your head teacher?
She's aiming.
Hey kids, rebel against the teachers. Fight the power.
I mean, she can do it sheathed. Like, she's not going to just take out the blade and attempt to murder him.
I'm surprised none of you are singing, hey teacher, leave those kids alone. Okay, yeah, roll to hit. Ooh, okay, you actually hit him in the ribs. Roll me some damage.
You stab our teacher.
He has hold of someone, okay?
Ooh, okay. So you literally bury it into his rib cage. Did you say you had it sheathed? Yeah.
Yeah, it's sheathed. I'm not going to bring out a natural dagger at it.
And he literally lets out a whimper of pain as he tries to like bite his tongue from like letting out.
Rosie's also going to yell, "Get off him!"
He's instantly going to reach out and grab you around the neck with his, attempt to grab you around the neck with his, as a reaction.
DM.
Yeah.
Question. When he takes damage, does his concentration lax on any of the other things that are going on?
It is not concentration that's holding you in place.
Okay, no worries.
It is a plot device to get this battle to end.
Oh, I see. Okay, fair enough.
But then I shift him, so...
So he reaches out but misses you from grabbing you. Anything else you'd like to do, Rosie?
Not be stood in front of him would be a good one.
Yeah.
She's going to go and stand. She's going to stand there.
Yeah, so he used his reaction against you just now, so he can't do an attack of opportunity. Lora, what would you like to do?
Back up, because I don't like that ball of fire. And use my throw up again and try and wrap around his wrist that's holding onto Io's wrist that's holding onto the handkerchief.
Go for it.
Children's story.
No, you literally whip his back, but he's still hurting from the shiv, so he doesn't realise. So, however, he will. Oh, what am I thinking? What can he do? He needs to. He needs to try and stop you. Well, get you off the handkerchief. And I think it's gonna have to be extreme measures. So he sort of like, with his free hands, he uses 2 fingers and moves, signals the ball, and the ball goes flying into Io's face. Io, do me a dexterity saving throw, please. No.
3 again. I mean, that's good. That's fine.
So take 7 points of damage as the ball flies into your face.
Right, okay. I fall unconscious. I've given my best try.
Savage.
So the ball has moved. Oh no, I don't want to make a ball inside of a ball, although that actually is quite hilarious. The ball is now here, and unfortunately, Thaddius is unconscious. But non-lethally, he's non-lethally unconscious with a fireball to the face.
Well, that's fine. If your teacher lethally damages you, but
Non-lethal.
non-lethal, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's a non-lethal touch. It's not a bad touch. It's a non-lethal touch.
Yeah, the famous non-lethal power word kill.
Lora, what would you like to do?
Who's got the handkerchief now?
Still, it has not left his belt because he managed to grab Io's hand in time.
Oh, should have used that. To there. And we'll go with the poison spray.
Damn, that teacher's touching Coley and SPC.
So that is one.
Oh, so a DC 14 is that?
Yeah, sorry, yeah. Spell save DC 14.
He fails.
We take 6 poison. Poison damage.
He retches and coughs a little bit as he tries to cover his mouth. Rosie, what would you like to do?
Rosie's rather concerned with Io laid on the ground in front of her.
Slightly cindered.
Yeah. So Rosie is going to shout, "All right, we concede."
The exemplar coughs a little bit and then turns to Lora to see her reaction.
Sorry. Yeah.
Good. I hope a lesson has been learnt here. And he reaches down and places his hand on Io's chest, and you see a green glow. Io, recover. 11 hit points.
What happened? What? Ah.
We lost.
Were we actually ever going to win?
You came close.
No.
Closer than most, so I'll give you that. Majority throw in the towel a lot earlier as well, so you have my acknowledgement for that as well. He clicks his fingers and the flame spear just turns to smoke and disappears. By the way, that was a real spell called Flame Sphere.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, I guess I should undo these two as well. And he walks over and taps Nyx on the forehead. And you are no longer paralyzed. You pretty much full mobility in an instant. Push to talk.
Yay, I can move again. And then she does a little dance just to show she can move again.
He then walks over to Thaddeus and looks over to Howl and it's sort of like a look, which pretty much only you, Lora, can see from your position. Is like, do I have to? And he touches you on the forehead, and you get your full mobility and everything back again.
Daddy will just look him in the eyes and go, "Yeah, I don't like you."
Oh,
That's all right, because I love all my students.
Funny way of showing it. Casually walks away. Walks behind Nyx.
You really like getting into trouble, don't you, Thaddeus?
I don't like snobs.
By the way, Thaddeus, what makes you think I was born rich? And he walks away.
that makes Thaddy think, and they kind of like, huh.
There's
Fair enough.
a snide chuckle from the dragon as it sort of like begins to spread out its wings and take off from the ground. Entertaining as always. And then it takes off into the clouds. He steps next to Howl and whispers something in his ear, then heads inside. Howl and Talon sort of like... They've sort of... Well, obviously, Howl's got a mask on so you can't see the expression, but Talon's got a smile on his face. And like, I have to say, you lasted longer than I thought you would. I'm proud of you all, even though you're not even my soldiers.
It's appreciated. Thank you.
So what now?
Well, as you said, you've got the other options. You can either go back to another year of education, or you can come with me.
I say we take that mission.
Yes, it might be fun.
Well, there's definitely going to be something a lot more fun before that. We're still going to have your little celebration for your graduation, even though it's not 100% just yet.
Thaddy will look up at the giant in front of them and just say, "Will there be alcohol?"
Talon goes to answer, then stops and looks at Howl, and Howl sort of like, there will be refreshments. Anyway.
So no booze. No.
You have free time until then, until 7 o'clock. As the exemplars said, all your belongings have been moved to the dormitories on campus. A carriage is waiting if you wish to go to the local town. Call it a reward for your efforts today.
So,
I'm guessing we've never been there.
yeah, I was just about to ask that. Will this be our first time of going?
No, you will have been there supervised a couple of times when you've had excursions outside of the school or trips outside the school, but it's been very rare, maybe once or twice a year. So you do.
Yeah, do any of us have any money? Any income at all?
No, but you could probably put it on the school's tab.
Do not tell him that.
I know.
That's
You
dangerous.
know how this is going to end.
That's very dangerous.
It is very dangerous, but yeah, let's just say it could probably come out of your hide if you do take it too far. This will be the first time you have not been chaperoned to the town. I expect you all to be on your best behaviour.
As always.
Yes, how?
Sarcastic salute from Thaddy.
If you wish to go to your dormitories before heading to town, you're welcome to. Just be back here for 7 o'clock sharp. Am I clear?
Clear.
Crystal.
He turns and nods to Talion and heads inside, and then Talion waits for Howl to get inside, and then turns back and goes, "Don't worry, I'll get some alcohol in there."
Thaddy looks at the tall giant guy and just goes, "Alan? Is it Alan? I can't remember. My memory's a little spotty sometimes. It is Alan, right?"
Talon, you little man.
Well, I imagine everyone's little compared to you. Anyway, yes, if you could procure alcohol, I would very much appreciate it.
I'll see what I can do.
Danny gives him a genuine smile, like an actual smile. Like Danny's very happy with that.
Well, anyway, best crack to it. You haven't got a lot of time to get to the town and back if you want to go.
Are we heading straight there, guys, or would we rather go to the dormitories?
I'm ready whenever.
Thaddeus already picked up Nyx under one arm. It's like, we're going to town, and starts to make their way towards the carriage.
Okay, I guess the town it is.
Oh, yeah, there's something else as well that the exemplar forgot to mention to you. I'll be grading you on your mission, so it's best to keep on my good side. And there's even a chance of you passing with honours. So something to look forward to if you do a good job.
Look forward to it, sir.
Well, see you tonight then, for some revelry. Quick history check. Well, actually, if you could all roll me history checks, I'm going to drop you a little bit of lore on the Goliath.
Nice.
Come along, Lora. Thank you. So, okay. So all of you, apart from Nyx, are aware of this. So Goliaths, as I said, are majority found in the northern reaches, in amongst the northern tribes and northern clans, who are enemies of the Republic. However, during their last major invasion, quite a lot of Goliath were taken as prisoners. And literally, the Republic turned round, it was quite early in those days, turned round and went, look, you can go back home and you can come back and fight us again, or you can have some land and you can settle here. So quite a few of them did settle here. So all the Goliaths that you find in the Republic are descendants of these ex-prisoners of war, who were welcomed into the Republic. They are, however, referred to as turncoats and traitors in the northern reaches. So all of you, apart from Nyx, were paying attention in history class. Nyx was not.
Nyx was just still humming.
Checks out.
But yeah, I thought I'll drop that little bit in the lore on you. So, heading straight to the main gate to the carriage that's waiting for you.
Seems to be, yeah.
Yeah. So
Yep.
you get to the main gate and there is a faculty member and there's a horse-drawn carriage there. It's quite fancy, to be perfectly honest, and the faculty member smiles to you. She's female, this one. Smiles to you and sort of like bows at your approach, like, we've been waiting for the last of you. The rest of the students have already gone into town. You took your time with the exemplar. You all look a little bit rough as well. Is everything alright?
All in all, I think that everything is alright, yeah. Could have been worse.
Well, just a few things. So if you could please place all your major weapons to the side. We can't have you taking them into town. You're still allowed, of course, your focus, your daggers, anything like that, but unfortunately the sword and shield will have to stay, my friend.
Very well.
She looks to you, Lora, with your mop, and is like, I suppose you can keep that.
Thank you.
Nobody else has anything bigger than a dagger, do they?
I have a bow, but I'll put that aside.
Yeah. Thank you. Also, as congratulations to graduating. Here, advance on your first pay. And she takes out little pouches of coins and hands them to each of you.
Thank you.
Each pouch has 20 gold pieces in.
Why, thank you very much.
Well, without further ado, your carriage awaits, so to speak.
Let's go then.
Let's go.
So all getting on board without anything else?
Rosie's just gonna climb in.
Yep. I'm in.
Yep, Nyx is in.
Cute. Io and
I
Thaddeus?
think Thaddeus, they're getting in. Yeah, I think Thaddeus,
Yeah,
they're
I'm
getting
getting in.
into the carriage. Looks at Rosie and goes, I'm gonna remember what happened. Just so you know.
To which event are you referring?
You know, the one where you didn't have to highlight that I did something wrong, but you did.
I simply stated that as a team it shouldn't have happened. I never named an individual.
No, I suppose you're right, actually. Totally right, actually. Oh.
I would like to point out
Well,
as
in
well.
that case,
Sorry, I'll let you carry on.
Rosie, I would like to apologize. I have been immature towards you. I know nothing about you, really, and I've made assumptions, as I always do, and perhaps they were the wrong ones. So I apologize, and, well, I hope possibly we can be friends.
I would like that.
Wonderful, and, well, to friendship, and almost like a pink and purple shower of sparks from precipitation sort of flashes between them, and Thaddeus holds out a hand. Friends?
Rosie will shake.
Glorious.
All aboard the friend carriage. I would also like to point out that the exemplar already knew. So anyway, moving on. So the carriage sets off, and you've been in carriages before. It's the road from the academy to Gudon, not to be confused with Chicken Goujons. Gudon is pretty smooth. It doesn't take that long because the horses are quite fast. And within 30 minutes, you are in the town.
Let's just say, after the friendship discussion, the whole rest of the time, Nyx is just talking everyone's ears off about how exciting it is, and how excited she is, and just excitement. There is lots of excitement.
Great.
Would you like some discussion in the carriage, or just want to move on to the town?
What are you all thinking of buying in town? I don't think I've ever had this much money before.
I don't know yet, but it is really exciting, isn't it? Don't you think?
I quite like a new outfit, maybe.
That'd be nice.
Oh no, I've just thought of the perfect thing that you could buy in town if I'll let you. For you anyway, Tyne.
Is it a grass skirt?
It's dungarees.
Dungarees!
Oh my god, yes.
The return of the dungarees.
Thaddy,
Oh, sorry.
Thaddy looks at Tyne and says, Tyne, darling. Oh, I'm sorry, not Tyne. Gosh, my apologies.
Through
Lora,
dimensions.
Lora. Laura, darling, you know how we discussed about hallucinogenic mushrooms? Do you remember that discussion we had?
Yeah.
Do you think you could find some? And do you think you could make enough that if I were to put them in, say, a bottle of liquor and allowed some people to have a drink, that they might have interesting interactions?
Is this for nefarious reasons, Thaddy?
No, absolutely. I just think it would be quite funny if some of the students who think they're so prestigious see colours, funny shapes, maybe the old flump, maybe.
And do you think perhaps it might be better to do this after we've 100% graduated, considering Howl can see us whether he's there or not?
Danny sort of looks at Rosie and just sort of smiles and goes, "Fine, spoil sport. I'll save it for another time."
It is funny to think about, though.
Well, Nyx, I'm sure the way you are, me and you can have a lot of fun. Pranks are something of a hobby of mine. I do quite enjoy them.
Oh, well, then I think we'll be good friends.
Wonderful! I've made I've made 3. I guess I've made 4 friends. I don't think you would have saved me otherwise, right?
I don't know if spiking drinks is a prank.
Well, I'm not doing it to be. I'm not trying to cause harm to the students. I'm not trying to poison them. I mean, Lora does have some nightshade and other poisonous mushrooms. I could have asked for those, but I didn't. I asked for the hallucinogenic ones.
Hey kids, do you want to do a murder?
I think.
Yeah,
I
tell
think.
it to the girl with the sheep. Okay.
Hey, head teacher.
I
Shiv.
just think that a lot of students tripping balls on their graduation sounds like a funny thing to watch.
It would be
And plus,
extremely funny.
And plus, come on, that exemplar was so up his own arse. Oh, look at me, I can tap you with my finger and paralyze you. I'm getting really fed up of that trick. When I find out a way how to stop it, you watch what happens next time.
Yeah, it will be a long time.
I'm not saying don't do it at all. I'm just saying wait for the appropriate timing.
Yes,
I'm
maybe
with
we
you.
should wait till they can't paralyze it anymore.
You have a point, Nyx. Perhaps. Also, Lora, please explain what on God's green earth is the little block of slime thing?
Well, it's Umbus.
You're saying that like it explains what it is. I know its name. I don't know what it is. It also, I don't know if it's looking at me. It doesn't have eyes. It's very unnerving. It just sort of moves around, and it's just very, very strange.
Slime is fascinating. It's a solid, but it's liquid, and he sucks everything up, and
Oh my.
it's quite magical.
I think he's quite
Question:
cute.
if I put my hand in him, what happens to my
Oh.
hand?
You don't have a
Want to
hand.
find out?
Doesn't seem like
I'm just
a good idea.
I'm just curious. If I fist the slime, do I lose
Do you
the
know-
hand or just?
Don't manhandle the slime.
As much as I want you to try that for my own entertainment, I think it's probably a bad idea on your behalf.
For science!
You would
I
get
mean,
acid.
Laura has a whoever said for science has a point. No, actually, I'm not all about science. I'll be honest. I don't like science.
You don't like science.
It's. To be honest, there's been a few lessons I haven't quite enjoyed in my 5 years here. Most of the ones taught by Hal, don't like him. Have to put up with him. Don't like him. There was one of the faculty members though. They were quite nice, but apart from that, I'm not really here through. Didn't really come to the academy through choice. Just a happy coincidence.
From an observer's point of view, I'm going to say that you didn't learn much in your 5 years here.
Like, I don't know if you've noticed, I'm a little bit scatty-brained. I'm a little bit hyperactive. I don't really think before I talk.
That is true.
Probably should get better at that. I don't like being paralyzed, and it's happened a couple of times now because I don't know when to shut my mouth. Does that coalesce? Is that like a thing? Like when I talk, people just feel the need to not make me talk?
You know what subject I hate?
What?
History.
It checks out. You're really going to hate the school motto as well. But as you continue the conversation, the carriage pulls up and the doors open, and they're pretty much coming to the centre of the town where there's a farmer's market going on, or like a market in the open air. And yes, anybody who has watched our Dead Man's Yarn streams, yes, I am reusing assets. Fight me.
Well, I did notice Flanders earlier on.
Shut up.
Yes.
I'm not calling him Flanders. Well, yeah, I am. Well, he's still Damien, and he still might be a vampire, but that's for another day. But some of you guys may not have seen this, but do you want to see a trick? Daytime, nighttime, nighttime, daytime.
Nice.
That's pretty
Are
cool.
you just like putting them up on the second?
Yeah.
On the second, like. Yeah,
It's the same map, just different lighting essentially on it, and it just flicks between the two. But anyway, yes, there's plenty of things. There's food, there's herbologists, there's chemists, there are tailors, there are weavers, there are metalworkers, there is whatever you can think of. There's even a fish there. If anything you can think of, it will be here in this market. So, you're all here unsupervised. You're here to run wild, run rampant. What would you like to... let's think. Rosie, what would you like to look for at market?
Somewhere that sells spell components.
Cool. I'm going to split you off. So let's say the store over Nya are spell components. Thaddeus, what would you like to look for?
Daddy wants a tavern.
So, this here is a tavern. I will come back to you trying to get in there in a bit. Nyx, what would you like to look for?
Is there anywhere that sells musical instruments?
Ooh, I'm going to say there is a store down here that has various knickknacks, including local woodwind instruments. Io, what would you like to look for?
I don't really know, so I guess I will go for try to like see every food stall that he can find.
You shall window
And-
shop the food aisle.
Right, and if he sees something that catches his eyes.
What would catch his eyes? Just food-wise, or
Yeah, food-wise, something that that is very different from whatever they eat at the academy would probably
okay?
get his attention.
Laura, what would you like to look for?
I want to find some clothes. I'm fed up with the school uniform.
Okay, so here there is a store, and we'll start with you first. There is a store that has fabrics and then several clothing items made up, and there's somebody sat on a stool, sort of weaving and sewing together. And as you approach and sees you, like, quite interesting, like, it's a middle-aged woman with like frizzy ginger hair. She sort of looks like one of the three witches from Hocus Pocus. Oh, hello. You interested in her clothing?
I am, yes. I'd like something new and exciting. I've been wearing this uniform for 5 years now, and I'm a bit bored of it.
She like stands up and stretches out and sort of like cricks her back and like, bit of a slender one, aren't you?
Yes.
There's this new farming regiment that they've got us wearing, and she like reaches under and pulls up dungarees.
Yes!
Or dungarees, whatever they're called.
Dungarees. If they're in a nice mottledy green colour, I'd be very, very happy, and I will purchase those very happily.
So she's got blue or green, so green ones, yeah?
Yes, please.
Well, it's a bit of a rush job, but 1 gold piece.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you so much.
She sort of like looks slightly surprised, like, oh, thank you, and takes the gold piece off you and hands them over. I'm like, there you go.
I walk gradually towards Io and the food stalls.
Out of interest, would you like a shirt to go with that?
Yeah, I probably should, shouldn't I?
She's got like one of those loose-fitting medieval-like shirts that's got like the lace across the neck, the V-neck, so you can pull it closer. She goes, you know what, you can have that for free. I think that should fit you. Might be a little bit loose.
That's perfect, thank you. Thank you.
Let's go to the funny one. Thaddeus. You walk up, there is a pub, and it's quite roaring in there. There's quite a lot of people in there having a good time. The door is open. What would you like to do?
Daddy will confidently stroll in.
You get about 5 steps in, and then you just hear it from across the bar, like, "Oi! How old are you?"
I'm old enough.
The bar owner, who's a quite gruff-looking half-orc, looks you up and down, like, "You do realise you're wearing a uniform from the local school, right?"
That doesn't mean I'm not old enough to drink.
Roll me a perception with disadvantage.
Natural one.
So everybody outside, mostly you, Rosie, you hear a little bit of commotion, and suddenly Thaddeus comes flying over this tent and in a lump in the ground next to you.
Making friends with the locals, are we?
God! Oh, they were so strong. Oh, hi. Hi, Rosie. Hi, how are you, darling? Oh, God, that hurts. Oh. Thaddeus sort of like tries to like gather himself and stand up. It's like, I literally all I wanted was a drink. God, is that so hard? Just to find alcohol? Just to have alcohol?
As you say that, the store owner leans over and goes, "Alcohol are you after?"
That Thaddy instantly spins to the voice. You have alcohol, sir?
I'm a beautiful woman, I think. No, I'm getting tired of doing that joke. The guy sort of like uses a finger to get you to leaning closer and like, I've got a couple of bottles of good stuff if you're willing to take them off my hands.
What kind of good stuff, sir? If it's not actual... Okay, let's get one thing straight. Well, obviously I'm not straight, but let's get one thing straight. So, if it is a liquor, if it is a rum, or a scotch, I shall happily buy it off your hands. If you're trying to sell me something, not so much.
It's called Gudon Malt. I think of the things you listed, it's quite close to a whiskey.
I will take both bottles, good sir. How much do I owe you?
I have to tell you, it's quite rare, and I'm obviously taking a bit of a risk selling to a student of the academy. Don't want my good name tarnished now, do I?
Makes you feel better
Daddy
when
will whisper.
graduating.
Oh well, I suppose.
Daddy looks at Rosie and just like gives her a look of like excitement, and a little squeal comes out like.
Well, I guess you should
What she
celebrate
said-
then.
What she said, but yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Can we have both bottles?
He looks around sheepishly and then like reaches under and pulls up. They are brown corked bottles. There are no labels on it, and like 5 gold each.
How about 3 gold each? And we don't say a word, not a peep. And we might even tell some of the other students how friendly you can be.
You drive a hard bargain. But and the threats as well, you know. I have to appreciate that. Here, 3 gold each.
Thaddeus takes the bottles and swipes them, so happy, just like passes the 6 gold over. Right, well, pleasure doing business with you, sir. Looks to Rosie, goes, Rosie, I was absolutely wrong about you. You and I are going to get along famously. This is great. This is wonderful. Where's Lora? Lora! And then
So
Thaddeus starts shouting her name.
Are you going to go running after to Lora? Well, to find Lora.
If Laura's at a clothes shop and Thaddy doesn't know that, and they find her at a clothes shop, then Thaddy is definitely going to find Lora.
Well, she's walked away from it now. Rosie, as he skips away with the alcohol in hand, and the man's counting the gold, he's all like laughing a little bit, like that stuff's gonna knock him on his ass.
Good to know.
Anyway, what can I help you find, lovely? I've got all sorts here.
Well, I was hoping that you might have any branches from trees that have been struck by lightning.
Oh, I do. And he pulls out like a little rag and drops it. It falls out, and there's like several twigs, and they're cindered at one end, and then there's like cracks up the side.
Well, those are doing nicely.
It would be, let's think, 10 for a gold coin.
I will take 20 for 2 gold coins then.
Right, you are. He sort of like starts counting out the rag that's got the sticks on, and goes, yeah, there's 21 there. Close enough. There you go.
Thank you very much.
I'm guessing you're holding over the 2 gold.
Yes, I'll hand over the 2 gold.
Anything else, my lovely?
And that's all for now, thank you.
Very well, very well. Tell your friends, but obviously don't tell them about the alcohol stuff because, you know,
Oh no, don't worry, my lips are sealed.
good stuff. Enjoy. Let's go with Nyx. Nyx, you are at the stall, and it goes into like a pawn shop sort of thing, and there's various knickknacks all over the place. And then there are a number of woodwind instruments which are like carved from the locals. You sort of recognise them from some of your previous trips and what some of the other students have told you.
Would there be a pan flute or?
Yes, there would be a pan flute, a flute, a ocarina, and do me a perception check as you peer into the pawn shop. Or the knick-knack shop. 8. Okay, so in the back there is a lute as well, if that interests you.
Yes, can I take the lute and the pan flute, please?
Let's see. Just checking how much they would be. Pan flute, all gold pieces. So as you pick them up, the store owner, who's like an old man in like essentially in a dressing gown, essentially. And he walks over and goes, "Oh, you have got some good taste there, lass."
Yes. How much would it be for both?
Oh, well, if they were full nick, I would say the lute would be 35 gold pieces and the pan flute would be 12, but the second hand, so 25 for both.
I can do 20.
Roll me a persuasion check. Okay, yep, no. He's like, "Nah, you're cute as a button, and I hear congratulations in order for some of the students, so yeah, I'll do 20 for both of them." Push to speak. Are you okay there, India?
Oh yeah, sorry, push to talk. Yeah, she goes, "Thank you so much," and she's beaming while she hands the money over.
Pleasure doing business with you. Enjoy.
Thank you. And she skips out of the shop to look for where the others have gotten off to.
So the two instruments, they're a little bit battered, but they're in working condition. They might need a little bit of a clean, but other than that, they're fine. So essentially, Io, you're slowly walking down, looking at the different foods, and Laura's caught up to you now that she's got her clothing, and you are now perusing together. But Io, you spot it's mostly farm crops. There's some like meats as well, but there are two things that jump out of you at you, shall I say. There is something that looks like a lemon, but it's red. And then there are long orange vegetables. They look like elongated peppers.
Okay, I get close to it and I try to ask the shopkeeper, like, what are those, sir?
Oh, well, those things.
Yeah, pointing to the red lemons.
The red what?
the red lemons.
Oh,
the
sorry.
red lemon like.
Oh, sorry, I thought you said onions there. I'm like,
Okay. No.
oh, that's called a selkie, that thing.
Selkie.
Yeah. And
Is it?
they're Don peppers, them.
Yeah. Don't. And are they local fruits?
Oh no, they've come from far away, them. I think from the Southern Empire. Quite hard to get hold of.
Southern Empire, huh?
Yeah, they're not too strict on the trade rules down there, so we can get a few things from them.
That's interesting. Then, which of the two would you say would be a better snack?
Well, I'm not trying to presume or anything, but I've heard your kind doesn't like citrus too much, so I'd avoid the selkie.
Then the Dom peppers it is.
Uh,
How
do-
much is for one?
Oh, well, I can do 5 for 10 copper.
How many selkies would you need for 1 gold? Would you
One gold, you can have the entire bag, mate.
Yeah, that's maybe too much. How about this? Do you come from the Southern Empire?
Me, no, mate, I'm a local lad.
Okay. Who sells you this?
Oh, they come in on the boats.
Right.
Traders come in, we go down, buy their wares, and then we put them on the market here.
Then how about this? I give you 1 gold, and you give me the Dom peppers that you have, and the red lemons, and I will distribute them. It's a celebration tonight.
All right. So what? You want all of my peppers and you want all of my selkies, or?
Do you have change? That would be a better question.
Yeah, of course I have change.
Yeah, then let's go for 10 and 10.
10 and 10, so that would be 20 coppers, 1 silver.
Hey, by any chance, have you seen others from the academy passing through?
Yeah, they all got off the coaches and had a look around. A couple of them went straight off to the edges. I think a couple of them headed straight back as well. I don't think they were too fond of our little town. I know a couple of them had an escort as well. The ones wearing red. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Aye.
Very well then. And I will I keep going around, very disinterested, trying to actually actively look around and see if I can find other people from the academy.
Okay. So there's nobody. I'll just say it rather than make you roll for it. There isn't anybody else from the academy in this market. I will tell you that you will have opportunity to speak to them all very shortly.
Okay.
Because you're all going to be at the same ball.
Do I hear Lora?
Oh, she stood like right behind you.
Oh, hey Lora. You wanna try? And I hand her one of the Dom peppers.
Ooh. Oh, this is very interesting. I'll give it a sniff.
Yeah, and I try one at the same time.
Yep, I'm just gonna chomp on them.
Let's think. So, the Don pepper is a special type of vegetable. It tastes differently to everybody who tastes it. So it is a unique flavour to each of you. not a bad flavour. Actually, quite pleasant flavour.
Not bad.
Tastes
It's
like
kind of earthy.
tastes like chicken.
Well, Southern Empire seems like an interesting place.
Laura,
Yeah.
on the stall right next to you is a selection of mushrooms.
I was going to ask, but yeah. Could I please peruse the mushrooms?
Yeah. Do me a nature check.
Ooh, come on. Mama needs some hallucinogenic mushrooms. Anytime soon.
So you recognise majority of the mushrooms, but there are a couple that you don't. Obviously, there are a handful of nightshade that are up pretty much on the stall behind the person selling, and the person behind is a very druidic-looking woman. She's got like twigs in her hair. It looks like her hair has been washed in a very long while. Leafy coloured clothes and stuff like that. And she's currently watching you while twirling her hair in her finger and like, you look like one that's kindred with the swamp and the nature.
I like to think so. Yeah. You've got lovely mushrooms. They're lovely.
That's what all the boys say.
Do you have any interesting mushrooms? I've got like the common ones in my little pouch here. But have you got any like interesting ones that I could maybe purchase?
Well, I've got a few. I might have this to interest you. It's a memoir of mine that I've been writing. And she pulls it out, and it's a very raggedy, damp-looking book. It looks like it had water damage and then been dried out. There are leaves stuck between the pages, and the title of the book reads, Edith's Guide to Mushrooms.
Is this all about mushrooms?
And other things that I've used in my potions.
You tell this to me.
Well, I've made copies, so would you like to purchase one?
Yes, please. How much?
Let's say 10 gold pieces, and I'll throw in some of those interesting mushrooms you asked about.
You have yourself a deal. Is it Edith?
It is, yes, it is.
You have a deal, Edith. Thank you.
So, as that happens, Thaddeus appears around the corner with his two bottles in hand, and
Screaming my name.
he appears next to you as Edith goes, so, these special mushrooms you want, what would you like them to do?
See colours? The hallucinogenic kind.
Oh, alright, that's pretty... How strong are we talking?
I don't want to cause any damage to anyone. No permanent stuff. Just sort of, a happy trip into the ether, maybe.
Okay, I think I've got exactly what you need. And she gets like a little woven sack and then picks up these 5 mushrooms. They're white stemmed, purple capped with like little white dots on. And she places them into the bag, tightens it up and then hands it over to you like, a gift with my book.
Thank you, Edith. This is exactly what I wanted.
So 10 gold if you don't mind.
I hand it over happily.
Pleasure, and I hope you learned something from my book. So, I will discuss with you off screen what that book will do for you. But yes, you have 5 mushrooms, which, when consumed, will probably cause you to see colours.
Yeah.
Lora, darling, what are you
yes.
wearing?
I don't think she
Do
had.
you like it?
I don't think she
Oh,
had
no,
chance.
I didn't.
Yeah, she's bought it. I don't think she had time to change into it.
I've got a bundle of
Oh,
clothes.
my
I've got-
goodness.
Yeah.
You
I
bought
know.
clothes.
Are you not bored of the uniform, Thaddeus?
I'll be honest, I literally was looking for you. And then he notices the hippie woman to the behind the stall. Oh, hi. You're interesting looking.
Do you say that to all the ladies?
No, I certainly do not.
I would recommend you don't call women interesting looking, yes.
I don't have a lot of time talking to women, I'll be honest. So, cross wires. My apologies. Lora, I need to know where you bought the clothes.
That's all up there. They've got some, nice stuff. Woven,
Good,
but
you're
nice.
coming with me. And he grabs he grabs Laura's hand and starts pulling her towards the store. Like,
Yeah,
come
she
on,
goes with-
you need to help me. You need to help me pick out a dress. Come.
So, yeah, we'll carry this on. You're dragged to the store again, and the woman who is only just about sat back down and knitting again, like, watches you reapproach. I'm like, oh, back for more. We don't do refunds, just so you know.
No, this is my friend Thaddeus, and they would like to purchase a dress.
Oh, have you got
Hello.
a little friend on the side?
Oh, no.
No?
Yeah, Thaddy looks at Laura and like, I mean, she's definitely a friend. More the drug-taking kind of friend, though. Like, we're probably gonna get high together at some point, but not the kind of friend you're insinuating.
She raises her eyebrow and like, I was on about the dress, but okay.
Oh no, the dress is for me, darling. The dress is for me.
She looks you up and down like, why have none of you students got meat in your bones? A lot easier to make dresses for.
Do you have anything in like a nice velvet purple with like black inlay and maybe some gold filigree? And also, if you have a nice pair of black heels, my God, you would be saving me from a lot of trouble.
She sort of like ponders for a few seconds and then looks you dead in the eye and goes, we're a farming town.
Lots of woven stuff.
I think
So you don't have anything dressy?
I can make dresses, and I think you're sort of in luck. I've got some silk that came in on a boat. I was saving it for a special occasion, though.
I will pay you if you can make me a dress, and I don't think you'll be able to make it instantly unless you're magical. Are you magical? Can you do magic things with clothes?
Not necessarily, no.
Could you make the dress instantly?
Give me a second. Let me just... So let's talk about payment first. This silk is very expensive. I'm going to warn you.
How about 14 gold?
Roll me a persuasion check. Although she's not very persuaded right now. Ooh.
15.
The lowest I can go is 15 gold.
What about 16 gold?
But
You've just gone up.
I'll give Thaddeus 2 of my gold from my pouch. I'm like, there you go. Now you have 16 gold.
oh,
See, that works.
Laura, darling. Okay, I'm gonna pay you back here. And he just thrusts a bottle of alcohol towards you and just goes, look what I got. We're gonna get drunk. Really,
Sidetrack.
really drunk.
Thaddeus, sidetrack, back to the lady.
Oh, right, sorry. Yes, 16 gold, and I'd like the dress to look fabulous. I can't turn up to my graduation looking, well, you know.
Like
Are
you're
you
from...
allowed
Oh.
to show up to the graduation in anything other than the uniform?
don't spoil his fun. Don't spoil my fun either. She sort of like takes the 16 gold, perplexed at the fact that she said the lowest I can go is 15, and she's got an extra gold out of it. It's like, right, it's not going to be exactly complex if you want it done as quickly as possible.
Darling, as long as it looks semi-nice, I just need a nice dress.
So
Pretty please.
she disappears into a shop and then comes out with a roll of silk, and it's like black silk that shimmers, essentially. She's got a fair amount of it, and is like, I think I can do something. I'm sure I've seen some sort of manual about making dresses. Give me, I don't know, an hour?
An hour's fine. I'm sure my friend Lora here has probably already found something very interesting that me and her can probably do for an hour. So that's totally fine.
Oh, God.
And then Thaddy turns to Laura and goes, Laura, I know a hippie when I see one. You bought some mushrooms, didn't you?
I might have done, yes.
Let's give some of the other guys some screen time.
Yeah, sorry. Oh, quiet.
Rosie, what would you like to do now?
Rosie's bought what she wanted, and so she's just gonna sort of wander around, probably going this way.
As you walk past, there is a stall with a few books splayed out. Can you roll me a, I guess, perception check? Let me just have a quick. Well, you wouldn't be investigating, so yeah, perception. Oh, okay. Underneath there, some of the old dusty books, there is a book that catches your eye. It is red leather with like a few metal restraints running down the spine and a clasp on one side.
I will instantly run up to it to see what it is like.
The title reads... I'm trying to think of something. Thaddius's Tome.
Ooh. You said it had bindings. Like, am I able to open it?
There is a lock on the binding. The person behind, the hippie that served time, literally walks to the end and like, has that book caught your eye, has it?
Yeah, it looks quite interesting.
I'll tell you how to open it if you buy it.
I mean, I need to know if it's worth buying. Could you give me a hint as to what's inside?
It enforces magic. Reinforces magic, should I say.
And how much would it be?
I'm feeling generous today. 10 gold.
You've got yourself a deal. I'll get the 10 gold out my little pouch.
Simple, actually, to open it as she takes the gold off you. Thaddius, and the clasp comes off.
Ah, quite simple and yeah, I quite like that. I shall give it a read.
Again, outside the session, I'll tell you what the book does.
Yeah, that's fine. I will be. That's what my character is doing. She is engrossed in a book.
Okay. Nyx, what would you like to do? Push to talk.
Nyx is just wandering around, strumming her new lute and trying to find where the others are.
So you pretty much walk pretty much straight into Io as he's perusing. So he will hear you strumming as you are coming towards him. So I will let you guys.
Oh, hi! Look what I got!
What do I see?
She's got a lute in her hand right now and she's playing it.
All right. Oh, that's thinking back at the carriage where she never stopped talking. That's better, probably. Oh yeah, they're very good, very good choice.
It's wonderful, isn't it? I thought
Yeah.
it'd definitely make our long times together a lot more entertaining, don't you think?
Sure, yeah. Entertaining. One word. Yeah.
She basically starts to play at him.
Aggressive looting.
Yeah. Then I guess I now have a soundtrack. Nice.
Do you take requests? We didn't start the fire.
She starts playing Wonderwall.
Oh no.
Oh no!
Well, I suppose there's worse ones. Io, what would you like to do?
So a couple of things came to mind. One thing was if there was anyone in the market selling maps, like cartographer or something.
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean,
There
probably wouldn't be in a random market, but
I am just thinking, if the knick-knack shop that Nyx got her stuff from, as you head towards that and have a look over the stalls and peer inside, can you roll me a perception check?
sure. Okay, perception 6.
Yeah, you don't. Unfortunately, you see various items on the shelves of various. There's like statues, pots. There's a couple of swords. There's some parchment, but it could be anything. There's some books. There's some stuffed animals, which look terrifying, but nothing that you're specifically looking for, unfortunately.
Is there anything from that may be from like the Kato Empire, from like any
Ooh.
like old relic or some kind?
Yes, I'm going to say there is. So inside there are a number of small statues and a couple of pots which you recognise as the styles of your culture or your ancestors. There is even a mural that seems to be like on a plaque. As you walk in, I'm guessing you're going to walk in to look closer at them.
Yeah.
A storekeeper, a small gnome, steps forward. A young woman, like, hi, are you here to buy?
Just looking for now.
Oh, what? Are you looking for anything specific? Might be able to help you find it.
Not really, but I was curious about those relics. And he points to the to like the plaque and the other.
Yes, yes, relics of your people's empire. I want to point out that these are all secured lawfully, and I have the proper papers for them, so there's all above board, all above board.
Right, I'm sure it is. I think I'm going for the smallest thing that I can find, like something that I can bring with me.
There is a charm which looks like a eye, and then has like 3 bells on it, and it's got like a little string essentially attached to it, so you can hang it either around your wrist or around your neck.
Okay, that's nice. Then, how much for this?
Oh, very good choice. The Eye of the Gods. Oh, 3 gold pieces.
There you go.
I thank you very much.
Does it have any like asking to the DM. Do I know this Eye of the Gods, since the name is quite evocative? Like, does it like ring any bells?
So the Eye of the Gods was essentially a token of favour that the Kato used because they were the favourite race of the gods, and so they displayed this Eye of the Gods to pretty much go, well, the gods are always looking after us.
Okay.
It was like a boast,
that's kind of
essentially.
right. Then I'll probably salute the shopkeeper and search for the second thing that I thought about, which is a hat. Because I've heard that katos may not be very well welcomed in some places, and maybe covering my ears could be useful at some point.
What sort of hat would you like?
I mean, I'm pretty dumb, so the dumbest looking hat I can find.
So I would like to point out that literally the person goes, are you looking for anything specific? And you went, no. But you were looking for maps and a hat.
I mean, I failed the check, so I didn't want to like metagame for the maps.
Yeah, well, that's what shop attendants are there for.
I may ask for the hat.
Hat. We've got some. Oh, what are they called? I've forgotten the name. Like the, those wicker things that Japanese people wore in Sengoku. Got some of them, but they're quite rare.
I do not know what you're talking about.
Give me a second. I'll post an image. I've misspelled wicker, but. Well, no, that's the closest one. Sorry if anybody can hear that, I apologise. Because my computer did not like me trying to save that. So I'm putting it in the Discord, but I will try and pop it onto screen as well at some point. You know what, actually I'll just pop it on screen so you all can see it, and the people at home can see it as well. Where did I put it? Downloads? Not downloads.
Is Nyx still like playing the flute?
I assume she stood right behind you, frantically playing Wonderwall.
Right.
Yep. She is very proud of it, and she will keep playing. You can tell her to stop, but she'll just think you're being miserable. She is just in the zone.
Right.
There you are. They've got a hat like that.
I mean, as long as it would cover the ears.
Yeah,
Then...
I think that would very effectively cover your ears. And pretty much everything else about you.
How much for this hat thing?
15 gold.
15 gold.
I told you it was
Really?
rare.
Is it made of some kind of very expensive material?
It was made over 100 years ago, so yes, it was made of very rare materials. I also don't know why I've changed my my voice. I have to be like this, hyper.
Then how about with 15 you throw in something else from the Kato Empire? Anything.
She sort of like scratches her chin and like looks at you and like, how about one of their customs?
Costume.
Yeah. Are you aware of the custom of respect shown to other cultures? I changed my voice again, but I meant to be like this. How the
Do you know if he's bullshitting me or something?
Well, you're KO. You should know very well. how the Kato treat the other cultures, and their sign of respect, as they called it.
I'll go with the bullshit, okay? Yeah. Okay, yeah, show me this costume.
Okay, well, firstly, of course, the 15 gold, please.
There you go.
Well,
And I take out the 15 gold.
Thank you. She hands over the hat, and then spits between your legs. There you go. There's a sign of custom that your people used to show everybody else.
Yeah, I imagined like something like that. You're lucky I shouldn't do anything stupid today. This is a special day. Have a
She sort
very bad night, and I go out of the store.
She doesn't say another word. She's just like looking at you a bit confused, like, "What? We completed the transaction." She's also not. She wasn't bullshitting you. That is actually what the KO used to do.
Yeah, but he doesn't know, so...
Yeah. Mainly because
Okay,
the KO literally thought they were better than everybody else, so they just spit at the feet of everybody else.
Yeah. Not in a Dune way, in a...
Yeah. But yeah.
Okay, that's it for me.
So, you know what? We are going to call the session there. Essentially, you're all going to regroup as Thaddius and Lora are currently taking shrooms, apparently.
Sorry.
But we'll continue this next week. We'll let the time pass, so essentially, when we start up next week, you've waited for the dress to be made, and we will continue from there. And then, hopefully, we will make it back in time for the ball. It's like your graduation ceremony followed by a ball.
Sadie didn't have any idea about the ball, but is really happy that they're getting a dress made.
I have a feeling that the ball's going to go terribly wrong for you. Like you just burst in a dress, and then everybody else is there in their school uniform, and like, oh. But anyway.
Oh, I'm imagining like something out of Everyone's Talking About Jamie.
Oh
That's
yeah.
Like everyone's in like suits, and then Thaddeus is just in a dress, like, oh god.
I can tell you now, Nyx will be your biggest fan forever if you go for it.
I feel like he's going to go for it regardless. Anyway, guys, thank you for this joining me for this session, and thank you for anybody who watched. Does anybody have any questions before we call it for that?
The alcohol that Thaddy bought, is it like 80% like grain alcohol?
It is literally moonshine.
Awesome. Happy with that.
Just showing up to the graduation completely pissed and in a dress.
Absolutely.
Don't forget tripping on acid or tripping on mushrooms.
Ah, yeah.
Both, right?
Yeah. Thaddy's gonna turn up having the best time of their life.
Any other questions from anybody else? Okay, then. Well, thank you, and we will see you all next Sunday for the next session.
Bye now.
Bye.
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 Bye.